everybody. We're live here. It's me, Elyse. I'm here with Amy Dallen.
Hi.
If you guys don't know Amy, why don't you...
Probably don't.
Why don't you tell us about yourself, Amy?
Hi, my name is Amy. I mostly talk about comic books, largely over at Geek and Sundry. I had a vlog, well, we had the vlogs channel going there where I would make little videos on different topics, and I still do that on my own YouTube, which is youtube.com/AmyDallen. But I also have a new show on Geek and Sundry, which is on Twitch. But rather than playing games, we are talking about comic books and doing interviews with comic book professionals, and that is on Tuesday nights from 7 to 9. But sort of a coincidence that I'm here now because I've just been meaning to come visit Elyse for a long time and make her let me play games.
Yay, and I begged Amy, I was like, please come stream with me. And she said, my stream is about comics, not your stupid video games. She did not say that because Amy is the most wonderful person in the world.
This negotiation was really tough. She was like, do you want to be on the thing? And I was like, I would love that. And she's like, you don't have to.
I said, no, that's a stupid idea. Never mind, Amy. But here we are.
Please? Hi. Thank you for having me.
And you should tell us more about the comic show, because I want to hear about it. But right now we're starting to play Beautiful Katamari on the 360. And so right now we're on the hub world and we're picking where to go. We're going to just go through campaign, right?
I like that somebody's saying, are you stuck in 2008 about being a vlogger? But no, we're going to play Katamari because we are super current and with the times.
Yes. When this game come out.
But these games are amazing, right? So, when did it come out?
If I had to guess, I would say maybe around 2008. 2007. There we go.
Yes, we are not yet stuck in 2008.
So I guess this is the 2008 stream, but that's fine. Anyway, do you want to start us off, Amy?
Sure.
So I guess we're looking for...
We're on the home planet.
The house? Nope, save and load. Presents. Xbox Live Marketplace.
Online versus battle. Co-op.
We're gonna do co-op at some point.
Photo album. Why
Collection? It may not be on this planet. Try, yeah.
To the cosmos? That seems like a place to look at all the planets we made,
to
right?
The cosmos.
We haven't made any planets yet.
Or no.
Is this a
Let's risk it. It wouldn't be a...
Aw, someone hates the game.
It wouldn't be an Elyse stream if there wasn't a bad choice.
Welcome to the cosmos!
Talk about the video?
Yeah, it's desynced, huh, guys?
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Tell him I'm working on it.
Kyle's working on it, he's behind the scenes, he's getting it together.
Who are you talking to? It says you have 0 viewers on my iPad. But how would you know if you're not watching us?
Cadessa, I'm sorry that you don't like this game, but maybe we'll turn your opinion around.
Give it a shot.
Okay, so this is, I guess, the wrong spot.
Yep, I've just wandered into the universe. Look at the leaderboards, notice a note about it. I love the sound of him talking.
I know.
I guess I should.
I think you can just hit back, maybe, and we'll just go back to...
It's making me listen to Dad first.
No back? Oh. Then why does it give us that option?
Cool, we fixed the audio.
Okay, there.
Yay, hello!
Thank you, Kyle. Kyle Bosman, everybody.
About that.
Okay, so maybe the planet's on the other side?
Can I run?
There we go.
Ooh.
What's happening?
See, the egg house or bunny house. That's our cousin that we found in the
Egg
tutorial.
I don't remember egg school. Delightful dirigible.
You're picking me.
Do you want to go first because it's your stream? Because I'll totally play.
You can go ahead, and I'll...
I'm going to talk to my cousin instead of playing. Oh, I'm going to be my cousin. Can I be my cousin?
Yeah. You can switch. You have to walk up to him.
I changed my mind.
Oh, okay.
This is what we just did. This is the tutorial.
Oh, egg school.
Okay,
right.
so...
We made the moon.
Egg school. Because
Guys,
of our eggs.
The moon had gotten knocked out of... Is it still because our dad got drunk and knocked all the planets out of the sky, or is it a different story?
I think there is a different story to this one, but it again builds on the premise that the king of all cosmos is a self-absorbed, narcissistic idiot, and he destroyed the whole universe, and now we have to clean up his mess.
But he's going to insult us for the bad job that we do.
Yeah, we were talking before the stream started about how he's really a horrible parent.
He's so bad. But he's weirdly lovable. And sometimes he'll be nice to you, just nice enough that you start to forgive him. Alright. Dirigible? Dirigible. Does anyone know?
Dirigible.
Dirigible? Oh, I wish I worked on this game. Someone in the chat asked if I worked on it, which I did not. Because I do not work in video games, but that would be really cool.
But Amy does a show on Geek and Sundry about comics now, live stream that you can watch at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Pacific on Tuesday nights. We talk about comic books, and we have guests on. We had our friend Josh Fialkov this week, and we interviewed the heck out of him. And it was really fun.
Do you know, so the Twitch archive is probably still on Twitch.
I believe it is.
People can go back and watch. Is it the Geek and Sundry
Yes,
Twitch
it's
channel?
Twitch TV/Geek and Sundry. And the show is called The Pull. I have two awesome co-hosts, Hector Navarro and Whitney Moore. And we just started this week.
So is it just, are you guys just talking about new releases every week? Or are you talking about, like, here's the news from the world of comics?
We're trying to break it up between new releases, news, and then some stuff like going back, because a lot of, especially the Geek and Sundry viewers, are new to comics. So that a little bit of how to get started, answering big questions, and just talk about the wonderful world of comic books.
So what did you guys talk about this week? And you don't have to give it all away if you just want to give people an enticing taste to send them to
The
watch.
entire thrilling experience.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about how we got into comics, some of our favorite books. I plugged Why the Last Man because their air has oxygen in it.
Is that TV show still happening?
I don't know. I've missed the entire set of instructions from my dad, but I assume I need to roll a bunch of stuff up and that he's going to insult me about the bad job that I do.
Perfect.
I always try to read these. Homie?
Dip. Havana. Velvet. Some of it's Japanese, I think.
Marcy! Oh, that's
Miso.
these are the cousins, right?
Oh, maybe.
We rolled up Marcy in the tutorial. She's one of my little cousins, the little weird things like I am.
Amy, do you lean towards DC or Marvel more?
I'm a Marvel girl. I've learned to appreciate DC. I work at a comic book store. This is Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. I work at a comic book store, so I have learned to appreciate DC, and I read a lot of indie stuff because that's where a ton of the best comics are being made these days.
And Vertigo's DC, right?
Yeah.
So I love a lot of the stuff that
Vertigo's
comes out of Vertigo.
amazing.
Have you been reading Saga at all? I only read the first 10 issues because I just haven't been able to get my hands on it. Usually,
Oh no!
I borrow a lot of comics from Dan, so if Dan's not buying those,
Dan should be buying them. Dan has a file at our store. Tell him to tell me to put them in his file.
I will.
I'm gonna roll up playful stuff. I'm gonna try to hit 20 centimeters.
So we should be able to do this no problemo.
Oh, thanks. It's a good beginning.
If you don't do it, Amy, there's a problem. I'm kidding.
So at least I won't be shamed in front of the entire internet. Small things. I should probably have gone up that ramp.
I was reading about how like Bandai Namco actually wanted them to like make this game more accessible, I guess, and less quirky, and the team actively ignored their recommendations.
It started as a student game, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Which I didn't quite get. I guess it's like a school
Nope,
that
that
Namco is partnered with,
huh.
or something like that.
Guys, what do I do? This is bad.
Tiny stuff. Oh, those
Where?
those mahjong tiles or whatever they are. Yeah.
I like
Oh,
this open
I just
world. This is
ran into a paper airplane. Oh, you
And
have to play
behind
this
you?
game. It's so good.
Oh, all those chips.
Chips?
Sorry, I'm gonna be that
Oh,
person.
yeah.
Disappointing.
Can I get mice yet? Nope. I'm almost big enough. Just run over for them a couple more times. Nope. Ooh.
Amy, I'm gonna ask you to do algebra while you have to do
Oh, God! My jam 15 years ago.
You're kicking these knickknacks ass!
Aw, thank you. Yeah, roll them up into my head.
While Amy is playing and doing an amazing job, I'll explain where the title of this stream came from. Amy, Kyle, and I were discussing what the actual translation of Katamari Damacy is. And we were like, oh, Katamari is like a clump or a cluster, and Damacy is kind of like the spirit. So, you know, we're all really big Eddie Murphy fans. Norbit, the Klumps, anything Eddie does. So we thought Spirit of the Klumps.
Under 1 minute. Oh my gosh, I'm so doomed. Guys, I used to be good at this game.
No,
Come on.
I think you can aim for some larger things
Bunch
now.
of mice
Oh, she's
now.
getting mice now. Yeah. That's
Yep. Living creatures. I'll roll them up. Come on, come on. Ooh, other room.
Oh, those cans. Yeah. I think you can do it.
Let's not get too excited.
Oh, that's there.
Can I get those? Yes!
Ooh.
Oh, you're smart.
You got it, Amy. Upstairs.
Shall I?
Yeah.
Because sometimes the tables are for starters and they're smaller stuff. Nope, you were right. That was wise. Can I get you? Yes. Alright.
Oh, you got it. You got it. I know you got it. Yes!
Yeah! 12 seconds to go on the very first one. Kind of fast for Prince, says my dad, the jerk. There's still time. Clump it up now. Let's clump it up. This is like your first real achievement, yes?
Is everybody good with audio?
Yeah, can you guys hear us okay? Is there anybody in the chat that, or anyone that is a big comic book fan, reads a lot of comics? Because if you have any questions, Amy knows everything about comics ever.
That's totally accurate.
Oh, Spider-Gwen.
You know what? I really like it. Are you reading it?
No, but Jimmy messaged me and he's like, "There's a Spider-Gwen." I almost dressed in purple pants, a black shirt, and a green sweater today, so I could Gwen Stacy on the stream for you.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it's good.
You know what? It really is. It's funny because if you'd asked me a couple years ago, I would have been like, "Over my dead body and alive, Gwen." But it's an alternate universe Gwen, and her story is totally different, and it's really cool, and it's one of the best costume designs in years, and you should totally cosplay Spider-Gwen, is what I'm saying.
Is it the kind of thing where, like, she was perceived dead, and then it's like, oh no, she's alive, she's
In her
Spider-Gwen?
version, she got the bite.
Oh.
And it happens totally differently. This was in a one-shot this past fall, where, essentially, she ends up saving Peter from bullies, and he gets some kind of confidence issues, and then tries to, like, make himself special, and ends up turning, like, so he's her universe's version of the Lizard, except that, like, it kills him, and somehow, they haven't told us exactly how it happened, but she kind of dies, he dies in her arms, so then they're chasing her, like, for the murder of Peter Parker,
Cool.
but, like, so his
That's
death
cool.
is the motivating event for her responsibility thing, so he's, like, her Ben/Gwen Stacy in that version, and, like, her dad is Captain Stacy, and she's got, anyway, but it was just supposed to be a one-shot this past fall, but it was so cool, and everybody freaked out so much about it, that they were like, I guess we should greenlight this comic that everyone is losing their minds over.
Yeah.
So yeah, they actually got the team from the one shot back, and they're good, and I'm excited.
That's cool.
Sorry guys, I will focus.
Oh, that's good.
Did you win? That was a win?
I did!
Yes.
Nice.
And then plumped it up.
An additional 1.5 centimeters or something.
I do remember there being a comic that was like, what if Gwen Stacy lived? And her and Peter got married, and it was really cheesy, but kind of almost therapeutic, because you're like, okay, this is kind of nice, because Gwen Stacy is great. Beardless 2 wants to know if you have any opinions on the new Wonder Woman. Is this the panted Wonder Woman?
Painted.
I just saw a headline that was like, Wonder Woman wears pants.
There's a new costume design for her, and like, I want to...
Do you want me to play a little bit and you can...
Sure! I want to see what mean
Okay.
things my dad says.
Said no one ever.
Did you get a lot of playthings like we asked? Satellites are basically space toys, you know, says Dad, PhD. Oh, yep, thanks. Thanks, Dad. So, question for the chat. I like hearing him talk with the weird record sound the entire time. Let me know if you hate that.
Battle isn't totally encouraging you. He says the best rants are the ones where you have to pause what you're doing to say it.
I want to like the new Wonder Woman costume more than I do because I have been heavily on team it's okay for her to wear pants someday.
Yeah.
But I don't like 100% love the new design. It's kind of fussy and I don't get why with the black and white accents the
I have to look at it.
colors have gotten more confusing.
Let's search Wonder Woman pants.
They did that last time. The design for the J. Michael Straczynski run, they were like, she's gonna have an outfit with pants. And I was like, yes. And then they did it. And I was like, those are stupid pants. Why would you go with that? So it turns out there is no pleasing that.
I just almost typed in stupid pants. Because you said that in my brain.
And she had a super 90s jacket, and she's ditched there's no jacket this time, but I don't know. I think I started liking it more the more I looked at it.
Is this it?
That's the old one, the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
Today's, it's less pants and more just a total redesign with armor. And some parts of it look really cool, and I think I'm gonna get used to it. And this is just first day grumpiness.
Yeah.
But, she's got, like, big old armor and things on her shoulders, which is cool. Boots go over the thighs to a point and are red with big white stripes because they are.
So I guess essentially she's like wearing leggings. I mean, she'd be. It's not really pants because I guess it's just like tights like Superman would wear. Right?
Yeah. But still, they fixed the exposed skin. They just fixed it sort of questionably. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Amy, did you think the end of Superman Doomed was trite? Do you know Superman Doomed?
I was not reading Superman Doomed, guys. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
The crossover that just happened with Superman and Superman Wonder Woman. Ooh, I heard an in-depth explanation, says Battle, behind the story of the new Wonder Woman and the art direction and stuff. I need to listen to that, because that sounds cool. Could be worse. She could be wearing capri pants. Good point.
Amy, you should totally...
I'm in an amusing satellite!
You should totally answer questions from chat. And,
alright, sorry.
And I will... Do you want to switch places?
How confusing will that be?
I have no problem pretending to be you.
Thank you guys for all the questions. You guys are awesome. Somebody says, have you read Fables or Why the Last Man? And somebody is playing to the judge.
Both of those are amazing.
Yep. That was like the first thing we talked about, I think. I think like the awesomeness of Fables, which I had not at that time read yet.
Really?
I think so, because you were like, oh, you like comics, have you read Fables? And this was years ago. For the record, I've read it now. It's really good. I am reading.
I kind of stopped. So I ended up reading maybe like 100 and so issues. But I don't know what's
It's not quite over yet. It's not quite to 150. I'm a couple trades behind myself, but it's officially wrapping up soon. But they did greenlight a comic based on The Wolf Among Us, which is also canon.
I didn't know that.
So it's not Willingham, but like there will be at least Fables comics of some kind happening.
I was always hoping that we would get a Fables TV series, like that, and I still hope we get the Why the Last Man TV series.
I know.
That we desperately deserve. Should Aquaman wear tights?
He has the legs, says somebody. Sure, why not? I feel like wet tights would be really annoying, though.
Yeah.
So maybe not tights in the water.
They may make him less aerodynamic, or I guess
people swimming suit things. What do you call them? Wetsuits.
Wetsuits.
Swimming suit things. Swimsuits would be an acceptable way to say that, I think.
There's no bathroom break.
Oh. You can do it. Okay, what's your mission? 50 centimeters.
Entirely candy.
Ooh.
Present.
That's just mean.
It,
Put the present right there where you can't get it until you're rich, too big, and have probably moved on entirely.
And then I get hit by this meat wagon.
Oh, terrible.
Damn you, meat wagon.
Sorry, now I'm all distracted.
That's the problem with the streaming, is it's purely distractions entirely.
Sweenster98. Wait, they're making a comic based on a video game which was based on a comic? Yes. That is exactly what they're doing. It's a little weird. But it's canon, so hopefully it's cool.
I hope someday that you get an opportunity to play the Wolf Among Us video game.
Yeah.
If you want to come here and stream it.
See, that's
or maybe
cool.
if you
I was
get
thinking
your...
I might like learn to stream so I can play Fables.
You get your own streaming setup. That'd be awesome. Because it just does... I was so impressed by the way that it's a prequel, but the way that it still made you interested, despite the fact that you know exactly what's going to happen to all those characters. But it still felt suspenseful, and like there was a legitimate threat happening in the Fable community.
And we've had tons of people come into the shop because they've played that and been like, I heard there are comics. It's like, yes, there are. You have come to the right place.
Come to Mama Amy. So you guys, do you still? Amy was on you were on one of the really early episodes of Will Wheaton's Tabletop Show.
Yes.
Do you still do tabletop?
I am not on any of the actual virtual shows this season, but for people who backed, Tabletop is a show in Geek and Sundry where we play board games. And it's normally like really fancy guests, but I was one of their first like random people guests, and that's how I started working with them. Backstory no one requested.
I want to know.
But the cool thing is we're in season 3 of Tabletop right now, and it was crowdfunded last spring rather spectacularly successfully because people are amazing, and one of the rewards was that I got to do a behind the scenes like video diary thing. So people who backed Tabletop season 3, I got to go to set and run around and like ask people questions and do like, here's what the director does, and it was really cool.
Is it up yet?
They are up. They go up one by one, but I think they're backer exclusive. I don't know if that might ever change someday under whatever circumstances, but yeah, right now they're just for the folks who gave us their money to make the show possible. Thank you, if any of you by any chance happen to have been those people. Oh, you got your cousin!
Yes, Kunihiro. I'm worried I'm not gonna make it.
Move a minute. You're already halfway there. That's good. It's a rough life.
No.
Dung beetle, pancake, tea can, fluff, cup noodles, cassette tape, Tetra Pak milk. Tetra Pak, guys.
It was 2008. Oh.
That's okay. Oh. They didn't really help you that much. Sorry.
I just wanted the ice cream. Oh no, it's a
That's why I identify with this game. I'm like, something delicious.
I just love how adorable a lot of the items look.
Yes. The design of this game is just amazing.
We Love Katamari, the second one on the PS2, is my favorite one. Just because there are so many levels that are themed.
Yeah,
so it's like
the first one where they did a lot of that, right?
Yeah, there's one level where it's like you just roll up flowers. And I don't know why, but I just really.
What's the one that like ends when you roll up a cow or something like that? It's like, but like
the first one.
Is it in the first one? That level drove me crazy.
One?
Well, there's one where like even the traffic cones would be painted with cow spots or whatever I'm thinking of, and you just have to avoid all of them and try to get as big as you can with not hitting them.
And there's like a cow blimp.
Yes.
And stuff. Yeah, I remember that.
It was evil, but a really inventive design.
I need to find copies of the PlayStation 2 ones. I feel like the first and the second.
Oh look, you're all. I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
But that's what this game does. Is it
feels impossible, and it feels impossible.
Yeah. Do you have any board games that you played lately?
RHD 162248. Hello. They're calling you Elyse senpai.
Oh. Elyse, but they want to know if I can tell you that they say hi though. They're just using me to get to you, Amy.
I circumvented the whole process. Sorry.
Do you wanna play? And I'll ask you questions.
Okay. Run over that child's head. Somebody says.
Guys...
I'm sorry. I'm still new to the Twitch thing, so I'm reading all the comments and getting really excited. Or not reading as many of them as every time I look that way, that's what's happening.
If you guys have questions for Amy, comic related, board game related, anything cool related, Amy can answer, I'm sure of it. But yeah, are there any board games that you play lately that you like?
What did I just play for the first time? There was one where you are fishing, and you're all, what's it called? You're like competing to get, it's like bad trout or something like that. There's all these terrible fish. It's a card game, but it's got a active sort of rat screwy element where like you put something down and like if you're all in the most terrible swamp and your shady fish emerges, and you can disguise like stinky fish with perfume and then sell them at the market. You can like take ugly fish and dress them up with makeup and sell them at the market. So you're all competing over the limited resources of these terrible fish that you are going to cheat and sell to people because you're a jerk. But so they come down in the middle, and like if you have perfume and the stinky fish is down there, you need to get it. But if you like just want to keep someone else from getting it, you can have cards that make it stinky. This isn't making any sense, but it's really fun. You just try to get as many fish as possible that you can then trick people into buying. And if you got the most, then you win. But in the meantime, you're like, it's a boot. I can turn that into a fish.
I feel like the fish are the real victims here. Like, the self-esteem of these fish must be plummeting.
The fish and the customers are sort of equally at the mercy of the unscrupulous merchants in this. I wish I could remember what it was called. Oh, I'm the worst. You got a lot of drinks. Side note.
Yeah, I did notice that there were a lot of beverages, but I was aiming. I feel like they're tall and tubular, so it's easy to spot them and try to go for them.
Yeah.
RHD wants to know if you play games a lot, and if so, like, do you have a favorite game or genre of games? And he admits that he does ask too many questions. So.
I love games. I always feel like I don't play enough because I always want to do everything, and because, like, I don't know how to. A couple of years ago, I moved out of an amazing house where we had all of the machines, and it has taken me years to try and slowly, like, reassemble as the collection that I gave up when I left that house.
Like, if when we turn on our 360, your account still shows on it, and sometimes I just look at it, and I'm like, there's Amy.
But it was like 3 years after that before I, like, managed to save up and buy my own 360. So yeah, I'm perpetually behind on everything important, which means my favorite games are still the adventure games from the 90s. Like, anything that was on CD-ROM between 92 and 99. Like, Loom is the best game ever made. But, you know, Katamari's good too. And also current things that people who are young remember.
Yeah. And all the games. Sponge J wants to know if you've read any of Johann Vasquez's comics, like Squee or Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
I need to read actual Johnny Vasquez. That's a big hole in my comic book education. I am aware that they're amazing, and I loved Invader Zim, and I'm super excited that they're making Invader Zim comics.
I remember when you and Jake were on that, like, big Invader Zim kick. It's a good show.
It's got a thing. It's got a hypnotic thing to it. But yeah, I'm terrible, and I haven't actually read Johnny the Homicidal Maniac yet.
Comics to me feel like video games. Like, there's just so many now. And
which is amazing! So much great stuff being done.
Because things can be done digitally, they're produced faster, I feel, and it's just hard to keep up with them all. Comics also can become expensive, which is the thing that I run into. Like, I used to read Chew pretty religiously, loved that series, but just keeping up with it and
they've been running things in humble bundles more now, which is awesome.
I've noticed that. The last one I saw was like a horror bundle, and I thought, I can't do this. I'll scare myself, and then I won't be able to be alone for the next 2 weeks.
I'm missing a lot of instructions.
Amy.
Also, I have a really bad place for you to play.
Oh.
Sorry, what?
What is the best place to buy comics?
I'm a big fan of your friendly local comic book store. This is only partly because that's how I make my living and have for the last 7-8 years. But not everyone has a friendly local comic book store, and if you don't, then digital is an awesome option. Although many local libraries now are stocking better and better comic book and graphic novel sections, and the librarians may be able to help you find cool stuff, or you could, like, fill out request things and they may be able to add to their collection. So those are all good options.
That's what I used to do. I would, like, put holds on books and request them from other branches, because, like, the libraries back home had a ton of graphic novels. That was how I read a lot of fables.
Oh, that was it. We just did
do you guys have more manga at the store now?
We're getting better.
Yeah.
It helps actually that the shop owner, Paul, his son has been working with us and sort of helping curate the manga section that we finally started.
Is there something south of you? No.
What am I missing here?
He said that another world opened up.
We should maybe have been reading.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Was anyone paying better attention than we?
Can someone tell us where to go?
At the time. Oh, that tree! I bet that tree's a world. Right? Maybe?
So? It could just be a tree.
Nope. That was dumb. I'm sorry.
Delcast, I love you. Everyone loves you.
Aww.
Oh, maybe...
Elyse hates everyone, says someone.
Amy, catch any shoplifters in the act.
Not yet, but we keep a lot of heavy things around the... Ooh!
Ooh.
This is the one where you leave a trail everywhere you walk. I forgot about that. Okay. You don't hate your dog, I assume.
I love my dog. Oh yeah, you can meet Benson tonight.
Yay.
I
can roll up expensive things to make a Venus.
Cash money. Make that paper. Slam Shot. If you don't know Amy, she does a lot of great comic book related content for Geek and Sundry.
And for my own YouTube channel.
And for her own YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Amy
Dallen.
Yeah.
It's just me at home talking about comics.
And you can follow her on Twitter too if you want to hear more what she's doing. It's there.
Somewhere in this region.
Oh. How Terry Pratchett.
Oh
today.
God.
It's the worst. A lonely younger Elyse found a lot of solace in the Discworld books. And I remember when he revealed that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and it was kind of this like tragic, like comedic thing that someone with such a wonderful brain would essentially be slowly losing the ability to use it. But he said that he was going to keep writing until like he no longer could. I just didn't think that it would be this like soon. Yeah, that for me today was like Robin Williams level news, where it just feels like somebody terrific is gone.
Someone who should have been permanent.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad at you because I went to look up your Twitter this morning and like I was like post, and you had just retweeted him saying the end. And
I assume that maybe one of his kids tweeted that. It had to have been one of his kids from his Twitter.
Someone on behalf, and it was the, followed to a little, couple chain of tweets with, him going off with death, but, I lost it. Out of nowhere, I'm normally pretty cool about, famous people dying, it's sad, it's really sad, but, Well,
when I saw that tweet, I was like, it's just so depressingly perfect, because he had such a sense of humor about death in everything that you ever read. Any Discworld
the fact that one of the best characters he created was
the
death.
Grim Reaper, yeah. and then Good Omens, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, it just was so fittingly perfect that I was like, yeah.
So that's the worst.
So I'm glad that we brought the stream down.
Sorry, guys.
Amy, the stream thinks you have infectious enthusiasm and positivity.
Oh, thank you.
If you guys have any more questions for Amy, please ask, because she is a beautiful depth of knowledge.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to ignore sad feelings about mortality and roll things up into something shiny.
Yes. Let's commercialism. Let's get those expensive things. That'll make us feel better.
Oh my god, I randomly read Going Postal a couple of months ago because I had bought it years ago and just never read it for some reason.
There are just so many Discworld books.
Yeah, which is amazing. And I want to feel like it's okay. He wrote dozens of books and died surrounded by family, but it doesn't feel okay. It feels like, no, there should have been 200 books. Anyway.
Yeah, to me it just felt like it was just he wasn't that old. He was in his 60s, and it just felt tragically funny that the thing that did him in was Alzheimer's, because it was just someone with such a wonderful mind. I remember years ago when I was reading Discworld, trying to figure out what order I should read them in, because it was so. I used so many guides online that were like, this is how they were chronologically released, and you could read them like that, but this is how the different series intersect, and this is how one plays into the other. And I think I read a lot of the Witches and some of the Watch and the Hogfather, and of course I read all of the Wizard Rincewind series. But then eventually I think it just became too much, and life happens. But
luckily they aren't going anywhere. But yeah, when I started, many of the books were out, and my sister got me on it actually, and she had been recommended Small Gods was the first one that she had read, because it's more or less a standalone.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also one that, the first chronological books are good, but they're not quite, they haven't matured into the sort of fully formed brilliance of some of the writing. And anyway, there is an argument to be made for starting with like one of the later ones and a standalone. And like, I mean, certainly it worked on me. I absolutely adored it and went tearing into whatever was next. The witches one, like I had a cat in college that I named Edgy.
Oh.
And yeah.
I think the last book I got was Thud, and that may have been.
I think I've read that.
It came out maybe 8 or 9 years ago. Amy, our chat loves you.
Aw, thank you.
There have been comparisons to Michael Huber, he's one of the guys on our team, and he is constantly like excited and hyped. And people love your positivity, enthusiasm.
Even though we just spent 10 minutes being super downer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And Delcast, who's one of our regulars, he thinks you are super articulate.
Oh.
And have way with words.
We start speaking English good.
Oh. Can we turn the music down?
Ooh. And you guys have to stop me if I go into too much explaining mode, because partly as a result of working at the shop, I always feel like it's my job to sort of be like, all right, well, here's the deal with this. And I worry that it's like super irritating.
No, so. I could listen to you talk forever. You're one of the most articulate people I know, and you know, I usually have to BS my way through any subject I tried to like speak eloquently on, but you don't.
That sounds exactly like you. Yes.
Seraphim wishes that they had started an Amy Awe counter to keep track of all the ahs.
Aww.
Beardless2 wants to know if you have a favorite genre of comic books besides superheroes.
Alright. Genre besides superheroes.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you would...
Oh, I am a big fan, like...
no, go on.
The sort of, all the literary riff ones, I don't know if they count as a genre exactly, but, you know, Sandman and Unwritten and Fables are all sort of like stories about stories. Oh, look at this! Oh my god, I needed expensive things and I have come to the right place. Yeah. Look at this. They're just falling. See, there's a diamond on top. Who puts a diamond on top of a giant stack of gold bars?
Whose house are we in?
I don't
know.
Who are
we robbing right
now?
Woohoo!
I'm taking it all. All the dead butterflies, all the expensive purses.
Katamari becomes really existential when you start rolling up people and you think of
yeah.
like the mass destruction you're causing.
Look at you. Can I get you? Nope. I'm sorry, but I'm taking all your stuff. I think I was answering a question and I got really excited about gold
favorite
bars.
genre.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that
I'm with you
counts
on that.
as my favorite, but I really like a lot of those. So I got a person.
Did you ever read? I liked Unwritten a lot too, but
I need to catch up actually.
I need to catch up too.
I think they recently concluded they did like a revampy one called Unwritten Apocalypse. But
I need to catch up on like Unwritten, Chew, Sweet Tooth.
Oh, Sweet Tooth is so good. And the author of Sweet Tooth has a new comic out right now called Descender. Issue 1 just came out. It's super good. Dustin Wynn, who does beautiful sort of, or maybe watercolory? I don't know. It painted beautiful art. And he did like the low Gotham cutesy ones. Descender's about like this little boy robot in a crazy future where there's 9 civilized planets and there's been some kind of horrible disaster, and 10 years later the little boy robot wakes up and I don't know what's going to happen yet because it's only been one issue. And I just veered straight there from Sweet Tooth, but... it's good. I think you would like
I'll check that out. It's just standalone, like one?
So far, yeah.
But, yeah.
It's just, it's Image, which is amazing these days.
Wow,
I just went 10 subjects in a row.
I also used to like, Jeff Lemire. I never know which way he goes, pronunciation.
I'm actually not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. Isn't he Canadian?
He is Canadian.
I think that means you're required to tell me.
He has some, Lemire maybe. He has some pretty, he has some pretty Canadian stuff, but Amy, opinion on Neil Gaiman. I never know if it's
I think that's Gaiman.
Gaiman, yeah.
Not 100% sure.
I've been listening to the audiobook of The Graveyard Book.
I haven't read The Graveyard Book yet.
It's charming. It's kind of targeted at a younger audience, like a Lemony Snicket audience. But yeah, sorry, do you have an opinion on him? Are you...
He's amazing. And now we're thinking about Good Omens again, and now we're all gonna cry again. Great.
Yeah. Damn it. Damn you, Beardless too. Amy, your thoughts on the movie sounding like they're gonna pull off a mixture of Peter Parker and Miles Morales?
I don't know yet what they're gonna do. I'm kind of just trusting them.
Sorry, Amy.
I think it would be, like, if it were up to me, I would pick Peter Parker. If they went with Miles Morales, I would think that was a really cool, brave move. So I'm sort of going to be happy no matter what they do. Especially since I'm going to miss Andrew Garfield a lot, but there are a lot of things I'm not going to miss about these most recent Spider-Man movies. And I like everything Marvel has done so far. Except Iron Man 2, which can whatever. Everything else is great.
I'm going to say something that might incite the
chat.
I don't like the Iron Man movies.
Really? Any of them?
I liked, the first time I saw one, I remember I downloaded the trailer to my computer because I watched it so much. I thought it got me so pumped up. But I saw the first Iron Man movie and I was like, this is great. Went to rewatch it, and thought it was so slow and tedious to watch.
Jimmy poisoned you.
Yeah, no, this is a completely unique opinion.
Oh.
But then 2 I wasn't crazy about, and 3 I just don't like those. Like, I think Captain America is great. I think Thor is good. I don't love Thor though. But yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh no, this is where they get dicey and they start to do theme levels, but where it's actually difficult. Oh.
Bip, I remember the hot things. This one's at a campground, right?
This one might be the one, yeah, where you have to roll up only hot things and get it to a certain temperature. I'm terrible. I'm not good at this
really
one.
Hard.
Do you want to do this? You may need to do it if I fail it.
Well, we might have to take a couple runs at this one because I remember not being good at it. Now looting.
Oh.
I thought that would go on the whole
now
time.
looting. Also Canadian. Delcast says, I can't forgive you, Elyse. Iron Man is a wonderful work of art. I understand. If you guys have more questions for Amy, though, do you have a favorite Marvel movie?
That's a good question. Probably Avengers, to be boring. But,
No, Guardians?
Guardians was a really good time, but it doesn't beat Avengers as, like, a quality movie for me. That might be a Whedon versus Gunn kind of. I'm always gonna prefer, like,
Oh no, the snow comes.
Snow goes immediately into the snow.
Need those steamy buns. Oh no.
Get all the hot buns, Elyse.
Get those hot buns.
Yep. You have a temperature, and it's impossible. This one is so hard.
This one is.
Oh. Pancakes. They seem hot, right? Yeah. Hot cakes, even. Why are they called it? Takeout? Is takeout out? What? Is that door closed? Evil.
I think you're gonna have to play this one too, Amy.
Yeah, we might just spend the rest of the time trying to beat this level.
This one is...
No,
snow!
Oh.
Oh, which way? Do you think I should go
I was
up?
just thinking, like, the cooking pans, but I don't know, man. My friend read here.
There's flame here. Come on. No. I'm cooling down.
How hype is Couch for Avengers 2? Is that us? Are we Couch?
Yeah, we the couch.
So hyped!
I'm excited.
Oh no!
Oh damn.
Holy Hornbeam.
I hope it's not just like broody Avengers.
Yeah.
I
trust in Whedon. We'll see how long.
Are you excited for that Nathan Fillion, Alan Tudyk?
I just heard about this, and I haven't looked into it yet.
Wait, did I do it? No, I didn't.
What happened?
I think I got too cold.
Oh, those are fire extinguishers. You rolled into the fire extinguishers. I'm probably gonna do that too.
Sorry.
You were doing really well until then. This
Thanks.
level is so hard, guys. That is a lot of degrees Celsius. That place should be vaporized right now. Woo.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that Nathan Fillion, Alan Tudyk show, but
sounds cool.
People seem excited.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Now we're being yelled at by our dad.
Feeling his wrath. Popcher wants to know why all the villains in Marvel are so forgettable.
I definitely can see that as a weakness of the films overall. It hasn't tended to bug me as much, just because, you know, certain people enjoy certain things more, and I'm not as bugged by terrible villains. They've put most of their energy just into the stories of the heroes and their supporting casts, and that has worked for me, but I guess we're sort of braver about building up the heroes than we are about building up super villains.
It's working for me too, but I guess you also sort of want to feel like there's a legitimate threat happening, and sometimes really charismatic villains are just enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
So when you have who is the villain from Guardians?
Which villain? Because there's a network of that's part of the problem with that movie is, like, it's not exactly easy to say. Ronan the Accuser
yes.
is probably the...
Ronan was like a people complain that he was weak, but I think it was all just a necessary evil to set up, like, Thanos in Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know, I mean...
Yeah. I enjoyed him, but he didn't get to do as much. It was mostly just about our team getting together and doing their thing.
Yeah. And in terms of an origin story, it was pretty well done. Because I'm sort of soured and over origin stories.
I get why everyone hates them. I sort of don't mind, but, like, I realize we should eventually move on. Like, it will show maturity as a group of comic book movies when we can move past always needing to do the origins.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little biased on this point as a person who works in a store, because people are always discovering these characters for the first time, and, like, I love that function of the movies, and so therefore, like, there are so many people out there, you wouldn't believe it, who really don't know the basic stories of a lot of these characters, and it's so much fun to watch them get all excited. So that sort of makes me biased.
Do you find you just have to explain less, too?
There's that, and it just gives them the sense, like, I always tell this story, but, like, when the first Captain America trailer came out, somebody came into the store, a middle-aged woman who was sort of, I don't remember what she, like, what excuse she gave for sort of coming in, but in her case, like, we have tons of middle-aged women who actually do read comics. It doesn't mean she doesn't, but this one didn't. And she was sort of making conversation, I think, picking something up or something, and she was like, I've seen this trailer for that Captain America movie, and if you remember the trailer, it basically spent the whole time on Steve Rogers. I'm gonna lose so bad. The trailer spent the whole time on Steve Rogers, really, and sort of that basic story of, like, I want to enlist, I can't qualify, like, I'll volunteer for this dangerous program. And this woman was just like, oh, you know, that looks really cool. Did they make all of that up for the movie? And I kind of got the pleasure of saying, like, no, that's the story of Captain America.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool. And so the fact that, like, that one being an origin, we're all like, yeah, we know who Captain America is. But there's tons of people who didn't know that there's an actual story there. There's a reason that character's such a good hero. And so, yeah, that's my defense of origin stories.
What I love
Although
about
I realize we're all sick of them.
I love that Captain America is essentially an underdog turned Superman, which, I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's this situation sometimes with not Spider-Man as much, because you don't necessarily feel sorry for Peter Parker, but you feel really sorry for Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
And you're rooting for him.
He just wants to do the right thing, man.
But then he just becomes this superhuman being that you're also just
it is
fun
kind of
to
a have your
watch.
cake and eat it too,
Yeah.
where it's like, he's the underdog, but then he's gonna turn into He-Man.
Yeah.
Like, But anyway, I like that a lot. I realize your mileage may vary. Alright, I'm partway there. We've learned not to hit those things, which I saw you heading for them, and I was like, yeah, pick those things up! Didn't think about it at all. Pizza! Pizza's a lot, right?
I don't want to jinx us, but you're
That was
doing
a
an Amy.
rant that I was on. Does everyone agree? Are you all mad at me now?
No, they all love you.
Fire! Actual fire is hot.
And they're talking about hair.
Hair?
A lot of talk about haircuts in this chat.
I don't know anything about haircuts. I can't help. Superhero haircuts, maybe. That's a snowman. Let's not drive into him. Nope. Okay.
It's such a tease to, like, surround the snowman with the blow dryers.
Thermoses are hot? No, don't drive me into whatever that is. Okay. Are those hot things? Okay. Microwaves. Microwaves are hot. Oh, not big enough. Oh.
Example account says, I like the story of Captain America. It's okay to take drugs if you win against Nazis.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Herr Hoopt says, Amy, do you speak Japanese?
I used to speak it fairly well. I don't at all now because I'm terrible and I don't practice. But I studied it in college, and that's random. How do you know that?
Yeah, I thought that was a weird question too, but oddly fitting. Because you used to do like translations and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I worked hard time doing translations. Oh, backwards progress.
That you might be able to pick out that pig? No.
So these days, basically, if you give me a dictionary and enough time, I can basically read anything. But no, extinguishers. I'm no longer a credit to my teachers, I'm afraid.
You are a great dishonor, Amy, Dallen.
Oh.
I'm kidding. You're not. You have brought great honor to this stream. As I expected you would.
Although, let's see. This says dangerous, do not swim. These signs. I'm not sure why.
There's a question for us asking who our favorite comic book character is.
Penguins. Ooh, Kitty Pryde.
Kitty, that's a good one. Ooh. I honestly,
When can I get the fire?
I like Tony Chu a lot from Chu.
I need to read Chew. I read such good things. Do you have it? Or did you?
I have some of the volumes.
I work at a store. I can probably.
You can borrow it. You're welcome to borrow them if you want.
Can't go in there. I'm sorry. I've become totally distracted by my quest to.
I guess technically we are supposed to be playing video games on this stream.
Fire? Fire yet? No, never! I can never get the fire. Thanks. Ooh. This seems good. Yeah, this is good. Is there a time limit, or are they just gonna shame me for how long it takes me?
That's what I'm wondering. At first I thought it was a timer counting down.
Yeah.
And I felt
did the same thing.
an impetus to
Hey,
hurry.
stoves! I want stoves. Fire! Yes!
Is fire just falling on you?
It did. I think I must have run into like a stack of fire because that's a thing.
We need to pick up some people. Those people are gonna cook well.
Okay, but he's wearing a weird outfit. Is he like a fireman? Is he gonna put me out?
Oh, that may be an actual thing.
I don't know. I might just be paranoid.
I think
that guy is a cannon!
I think if it is a fireman, you don't want to pick him up. Holy shit, you did it.
Yes. I usually fail horribly at this level.
It's because you got the stream power.
Thank you, stream power.
Yay. Good. Whoa. Good job, Amy.
I remember dying on this level over and over and over and over.
I used to have a really tough time with this, too.
Apparently the key is to be distracted, because if you're actually trying to do it, you roll into all the cold stuff. But if you're sort of vaguely going, just don't hit any fire extinguishers. To the princedom. That
you can keep playing if you want. If you're on a high.
No, we should take turn. Stream power.
Our stream power is over 9,000.
Yay!
Delcast says, Amy, you so
nice.
hot.
Oh, 10,000. Yeah, we got through that whole thing with a minimum of hot stuff jokes.
Yeah. Keep those hot stuff jokes coming, guys. We could use the morale boost.
I really want to make an old Harvey Comics joke about the character hot stuff right now. Barnacle alert. Our audacious accessory for whale red? What?
So will you guys be having guests on your...
Yes. We are hoping to have somebody every week for sort of the second half of the show. So this week our guest was Josh Falkoff, who writes a bunch of indie stuff. Like, he's written for all the companies, but right now he's written a bunch of indie stuff. He does The Bunker, which is like a time travel one. Like, all these kids find notes from their future selves. Not kids, they're out of college.
Cool.
But like, it's like, hey, it's the future. The apocalypse happened. It's your fault. So then it's like, do they try to change it, or would that make it worse, or which can they even trust their future selves? So that's cool. This has been a commercial for that book that is good. But yeah, theoretically, eventually we'll try to like have people Skype in to be guests, but for now we're trying to just get people in the studio. What are you doing?
I was just trying to figure out if anything else opened up.
Ah, nice.
But now I'm back here.
We've spent a lot of time locating the next levels.
Yeah, I feel like that was a flaw of this game. Now I'm just flying out into the ether. I felt like that was a flaw that it used the game's real estate poorly. Because then
so many cousins.
I feel like this area opened up over here.
It did, but there's
nothing in it. Maybe there's something back on the expensive planet.
Aww, Elyse rocked the GT Live. Also, a belated happy anniversary to James and
Thanks. Yeah, we did we started a new live stream show this week. That was really cool. I actually kind of enjoy it. It's kind of thrilling to do the live stuff.
I like that you're like, I don't want to admit this, but I have really happy feelings about things.
I get nervous streaming here. But it was really fun doing the live show.
When is that one?
We're doing it Wednesdays in our normal stream time at 6. 6 to 7.
Curse you, comic book store.
Damn it! If you want to come on the show ever and you can slip out of the comic book store. Amy, why was Superman such a jerk in the older comics?
Go back to talking about the thing that you were enjoying talking about. We will get to your question.
Oh.
You're not over there. You're in the camera.
Oh no! About how awkward
she's
I
just
am?
trying to get out of talking about exciting things that she's doing.
Well, we're all doing it. It's a pretty much an entire team effort.
GT Live was sick. Great job, GT team. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Aww.
The Amy Awe counter is at 14.
Redeemable for no prizes. I'm sorry to say. Not redeemable for no prizes, which would be exciting.
I actually blew it because I had a couple codes for skins for Smite, this MOBA that I was going to give away on the stream with us tonight, and then I forgot them.
Aww. You could have had something amazing.
Yeah. So you guys could have had something, and then I blew it.
But they're not going anywhere. You can
collect
give
as
away
many
at some
Japanese
point,
things
right?
as you can.
Japanese things. Roll, Prince. Forget the candy. Why is he Oh! You're in a candy machine.
Oh,
That's so
it's cute.
Cool.
Oh, no, damn mice.
That would be fun. Someone says we should have a guest that knows nothing about comics. That would be kind of cool. Because I know it can be so confusing and intimidating to people, and I feel bad about that. And that's part of what we want to do, is make it less hard.
An interesting show.
Elyse being shy and nervous does add to her being funny. You are correct, person in the stream.
I wish we could have shown Amy showing up at the office and me doing the awkward introductions to her of everyone, and then explaining to her, this is how I am here. It's awkward. It could be fun if you had one guest that was an expert in one realm of comics, and then another guest that was an expert in a different realm.
But rather than staying in their zones, it's like the indie person has to deal with something superhero-y, and the superhero person has to read something like mature autobio comics. And it would be awesome, and everyone would learn and grow and love new things, and it would be like the Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm just watching you play.
I know.
Sorry. This is probably really entertaining.
No, they might be watching too. Hopefully.
Mouse. Mandarin piece.
Oh, that soy sauce.
Strawberry jam. This game is so rad. Bent wiener.
And you're kind of rad yourself, Bent wiener.
Oh, and I skipped why was Superman such a jerk in the older comics, Super Dickory, etc. I think because he had a comic every single month, more than one, for years and years and years and years and years, and they just kind of did whatever they wanted. And they ran out of ideas a lot, and nothing was too ridiculous.
The problem is, who can really beat Superman? No one can. He inherently is an undefeatable.
Old school Superman was vulnerable to magic, which did not in any way make him seem kind of
really?
ridiculous. Yeah, it was weak against magic, essentially. But they sort of got rid of that because they were like, that's dumb. Why would that be a thing? And then it's like, well, now he's got no weaknesses, guys. Well, there's kryptonite.
Yeah, kryptonite, but...
They made that up because he had no weaknesses. I think they made that up for, like, the radio show.
Oh, really?
It's something, one of the, I believe, citation needed, that was one of those, like, bits of his mythology that accrued in other media, which is one of those cool things about comics. Like, you just add things to it all the time.
I always say that one of my favorite iterations of Superman is Superman Red Sun.
Yeah.
Where he lands in Soviet Russia. I just think that it was so well done. Was that Mark Miller? Maybe
it is, with an assist apparently from Grant Morrison.
Oh.
Which I did not know at the time.
I read some of Grant Morrison's Justice League.
I haven't read the Morrison Justice League.
It's good. It's good. I didn't read too much. Maybe just the first 1 or 2 volumes.
One of the big ones. He's just wrapping up his, or has just wrapped up his Batman opus, and right now he's doing Multiversity, which is just this total insanity of him being like, you know what I really like? All the other worlds in DC, so I'm just bringing them all back and gonna make a super crazy, head-trippy Grant Morrison-y story about them.
Is he just mashing different worlds together?
In some parts, yes. In others, he's just doing, like, one-shots that spotlight different versions. So there was one that I need to sit down and read, but he just did one, like, in December that was basically, what if Watchmen had happened with the actual old Charlton's comics characters that the characters were based on?
Oh.
So, like, back in the 80s, like, Alan Moore wanted to use old comic book characters for his riff, but they were like, you can't use the actual old characters. So he's like, fine, I'll just make up similar characters of my own. But each of them has sort of an analog from the actual old things, and DC owns those characters. So Grant Morrison apparently just wrote, like, a one-shot that's like his version of, like, what Watchmen would look like actually with the characters that those characters were based on, if that makes sense. It's called Multiversity Pax Americana, and it's, by all accounts, very, very good. I just get behind in my reading and haven't actually sat down with it yet.
I'll have to look for that. Did you read before Watchmen? Any of those?
I started one of them.
I read the first issue that came out.
I read the first, I think, like, Dr. Manhattan one, and then
Yeah,
I got mad about something, and then I was like, I should probably
distance myself from
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to
taint it.
crap on anybody's work,
Yeah.
but I don't. It was a complete story and does not require prequels. I don't know. Sorry.
No. I do want to read it just to see, and sometimes it's like I can kind of distance myself from those feelings of you know, this is taking something that I love and kind of transforming it into something else. Mm-hmm. If I just enjoy returning to the world,
Yeah.
I can shut my brain off or my feelings and be like, I just like being in this world again, and it's just a nice place to return to.
That's a really good way of looking at
I'm
it.
not gonna make it.
Aww.
Oh, please. Oh no!
This was a hard one.
Man,
Aww.
I should have just been a little bit faster. I should have just shot for some bigger items. He's gonna throw the thunderbolts at us again.
He is.
I'm sorry.
I distracted you. I'm sorry.
No, we should be talking to the chat.
Yes, I'm sorry, guys.
Actually, it's 7:03, so
Oh,
we haven't
wow.
streaming. Yeah, we've been streaming for an hour.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Whenever you want to wrap up, I'm pretty hungry. That's another thing that happens. We always stream at 6 o'clock, and then I'm so hungry that I feel.
You could just hit play again.
I know, but maybe we should wrap up. Thanks so much for coming on, Amy. It's so good to have you. Do you guys have any other quick questions? I know there's a 30-second delay, but if you have any other questions for Amy?
This game is quite dark. He's a mean, horrible dad. Huh?
It's a bad dad.
Aww. 10 p.m. here. No!
I know, Elyse always wants to go home early. While we're waiting for any more questions, why don't you tell them again about...
Oh, yes. My name is Amy Dallen. I mostly talk about comic books either on my own YouTube channel at youtube.com/AmyDallen or on a brand new show that I have on Geek and Sundry, which has just launched their own Twitch channel. Our first full week of programming is happening right now this week, and my show is on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Pacific, and we talk all about comic books. I have 2 awesome co-hosts, and we have guests on every week, and we talk to them about their work, comic book professionals, and we are all about like new stuff that's coming out and introducing people to the world of comics.
Yeah, so like if you aren't in comics now, you don't have to be an
Yes,
aficionado
no
to enjoy the
experience
show.
required. That's part of it, is that we all, like, we understand that it can be super intimidating to get into comic books, and it's an enormous world full of infinite stuff to care about. But we like to celebrate that. So.
Brandon Jones, our boss, says, wrap up, get it? Because of the...
I'm sorry. They're like terrible jokes.
But Brandon wants to know your favorite Joker.
My favorite Joker? Like, the Joker. What?
I guess your favorite version of the Joker or iteration of him.
I'm gonna be boring and just say the Killing Joke.
Yeah, I mean that's...
It's kind of the standard setter there.
That's kind of... Killing Joke is like with Barbara Gordon, right? And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good Joker.
Good Joker.
The chat's saying Mark Hamill.
Oh,
But they're
person
also-
to be the Joker.
Well, I think they're also thinking in terms of like this, like animated series and video games.
Person to portray, like, that's a good question. Mark Hamill's sort of the one we all grew up with.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you'd think that it would be done badly more often than it's done well, but it's actually been done well by, like all the Jokers are different, but they all were products of their time in a really cool way.
Yeah.
Like, Heath Ledger shouldn't have been on Batman 66, and what's-his-butt who played him on Batman 66 shouldn't have been in the Dark Knight movies. That would have either... Cesar Romero? Something? Mustache guy.
Oh, yeah. I think it's Cesar Romero. Yeah.
To each time, it's Joker, I guess, is what I'm saying.
But I still think Killing Joker is pretty well done.
Brian Boland, the artist, his Joker. That's the one I like.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Aw,
On that note.
thanks!
Hey, thanks for coming in.
You guys have been really nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they loved you.
Aww,
I'm going to end the stream.